Ever find yourself staring at your phone, like really staring at it and thinking, what kind of magic makes this thing tick?
Haha, yeah, we've all been there.
Seriously, it's like we're holding a universe of information in our hands, all thanks to those tiny little microchips.
Microelectronics, man, it's the invisible engine driving, well, pretty much everything these days, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's what we're diving into today. The world of microelectronics designers, the masterminds behind those microscopic marvels.
The unsung heroes of the digital age.
And to help us navigate this intricate world, we're turning to RoleCatcher.
Ah, RoleCatcher, a goldmine of career insights, right?
You got it. It's like having a backstage pass to any career you can imagine. But today, we're focusing on microelectronics design. So consider this your crash course, what the role is all about, the skills you need to thrive, and why it's one of the most exciting fields out there right now.
No better time than now with how fast technology is evolving.
Exactly. Buckle up because we're about to decode the fascinating world of microelectronics design. So let's jump right in. When we talk about a microelectronics designer, what exactly are we talking about? What's the elevator pitch for that role?
Okay, so imagine this. A symphony of electronic components, all orchestrated to work together flawlessly on a tiny chip.
Okay, I'm intrigued. A symphony.
Yeah, think of it like this. You've got transistors, capacitors, resistors, all incredibly small, all playing their part on an integrated circuit that's the chip itself. And the microelectronics designer, they're the conductor, the composer, even the architect of this intricate electronic orchestra.
Wow, that's quite the image. So they're not just designing individual components, they're mapping out the whole system on this tiny, tiny scale.
You got it. They're fluent in the language of semiconductors, masters of both analog and digital circuitry, and they're juggling these complex technical processes to make it all work seamlessly.
It sounds incredibly challenging. And like you said, with the technology evolving so rapidly.
Oh, absolutely. They've really got to stay ahead of the curve.
So it's not a solo act, right? They're collaborating with a whole team to bring these designs to life.
Right on. It's all about teamwork. Microelectronics designers work hand in hand with all sorts of experts, engineers from different disciplines, material scientists, researchers, you name it.
So they need to be good communicators too, not just tech wizards.
Exactly. They're the central hub, making sure everyone's on the same page, ensuring all the instruments of that orchestra are tuned and playing in harmony.
That makes a lot of sense. And speaking of skills, I was digging into the data on RoleCatcher, and something really surprised me. They highlight reading comprehension as a crucial skill for this role, like a surprisingly high percentage, 64%.
64%. Wow. You wouldn't think reading would be so important for a tech-heavy job like that.
Right. But when you think about it, it makes sense.
Totally. Those microelectronics designers, they're constantly swimming in technical documents, research papers, specifications.
And they have to make sense of it all.
Absolutely, yeah. And then they need to be able to communicate those complex ideas to the rest of the team. So yeah, strong reading comprehension skills are a must. It's like, imagine stepping into a high-tech lab, fresh out of school, ready to conquer the world of microchips. That's what it's like to start as an entry-level microelectronics designer.
That first job, it's always a whirlwind, isn't it?
Oh, totally. You're thrown into the deep end, but in a good way. You're learning from the best, getting to grips with real-world projects.
So it's a lot of hands-on learning, right?
Absolutely. You're assisting those senior designers, getting involved with testing and validating designs, and of course, mastering the tools of the trade.
The software and all of that.
Yeah, the software is key. It's incredibly sophisticated stuff, allows you to manipulate materials at the atomic level to create these intricate circuits.
Oh, that's impressive. So you're not just crunching numbers. There's a real creative element to it, too.
For sure. It's like a blend of art and science.
So let's say you've got a handle on the basics, you've learned the ropes. What's the next step up that career ladder?
That's when you move into the exciting world of a junior microelectronics designer.
Sounds like a promotion. What changes in that level?
The responsibility definitely ramps up. You're given more autonomy in designing those microelectronic systems, running complex simulations, making sure every single component works perfectly.
So those problem-solving skills really come into play here.
Oh, big time. And remember those soft skills we talked about earlier? Communication, teamwork, those become even more crucial at this stage.
Because you're interacting with more people, right?
Exactly. You've got to be able to explain your design choices clearly and concisely, work with different teams, navigate those inevitable design revisions.
It's all about finding elegant solutions, no matter the challenge.
Exactly. RoleCatcher actually shared this really interesting story about a junior designer who averted a major crisis because of their communication skills.
Oh, tell me more.
So they spotted a flaw in a design early on, a critical flaw. But instead of staying quiet, they brought it up to the team, explained everything clearly, and they ended up saving the project from massive delays and setbacks.
Wow, that just goes to show how important those soft skills are. It's not always about being the most brilliant engineer. Sometimes it's about having the courage to speak up and communicate effectively.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That ability to clearly articulate your ideas can make all the difference.
So we've gone from eager newcomer to confident junior designer. What's the next stage in this microelectronics design journey?
Okay, so picture this. You've honed your skills, tackled complex projects, maybe even saved the day a few times with those stellar communication skills. You're ready for the next level, a leadership role, the mid-level microelectronics designer.
Now we're talking. What does that look like in practice? What kind of responsibilities come with that title?
Think bigger picture thinking. You're collaborating with top researchers, material scientists, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in microelectronics. You're not just designing circuits anymore, you're leading the charge in innovation.
So you're shaping the future of technology.
You got it. And one of the really fascinating aspects at this level, something RoleCatcher highlighted, is the role of feasibility studies.
Oh, right. We touched on those earlier. Tell me more about how they fit into the picture.
Well, at this stage, you're not just designing, you're deciding what gets designed. A feasibility study is like looking into a crystal ball, trying to predict the success of a design. You're considering the technical stuff, sure, but also the costs, the market demand, even ethical implications.
Ethical implications. That's interesting.
It's huge. Imagine having to weigh the potential benefits of a new medical device against the risks, the data privacy concerns. It's a big responsibility.
That's quite a weight on your shoulders. It's not just about making something that works. It's about understanding the potential impact it could have on people's lives.
Exactly. And that's what makes this stage so pivotal. You're thinking about the why behind the technology, not just the how. It's about understanding that with great power comes great responsibility.
It's like you said earlier, the best microelectronics designers are not just brilliant engineers, they're visionaries. So you've climbed the ladder, mastered the technical stuff, honed those leadership skills. You're basically a microelectronics design Jedi master. What's left to achieve at the top?
Well, in this field, the learning never really stops. You reach that peak, become a senior microelectronics designer. It's like you're not just part of the orchestra anymore, you're leading the whole symphony.
Guiding the future of technology. That's amazing. But sometimes I think we forget the sheer scale of what we're talking about with these microchips. Like, how small are we really talking?
It's mind-blowing when you really think about it. We're talking transistors the size of nanometers, billions of them, crammed onto a chip smaller than your fingernail.
It's like fitting an entire library onto a grain of rice.
That's a great way to put it. It takes incredible precision, an eye for detail that's off the charts.
It's like those old school artisans, the clock makers, the watch makers, but instead of tiny gears, they're working with atoms.
Totally. There's an artistry to it, a real elegance in designing these complex circuits to function flawlessly at such a microscopic level.
And the impact of their work, it's everywhere we look.
Oh, absolutely. It's the smartphones in our pockets, the medical sensors tracking our health, the cars we drive, it's everything.
They're shaping the future, one tiny circuit at a time.
And that's what makes understanding this career path so fascinating. Even if you're not planning to become a microelectronics designer yourself, it's about appreciating the unseen hands behind the technology that's transforming our world.
It's like every time you unlock your phone or stream a video or use a navigation app, there's this whole world of intricate design and engineering making it all possible.
Exactly. And for those who are interested in diving deeper, platforms like RoleCatcher are invaluable. They provide the guidance, the tools, the connections you need to navigate this exciting and always evolving career path.
So if you're feeling inspired, if you've got that spark of curiosity about the world of microelectronics design, remember, the future is waiting to be built. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to design the next groundbreaking device, the next technological marvel that changes the way we live, work, and interact with the world.
Now, wouldn't that be incredible?
This has been an amazing journey exploring the world of microelectronics design, from the intricate details of circuitry to the immense impact this field has on our lives. We've learned about the career path, the skills you need to succeed, and the challenges and rewards that come with designing the future, one microchip at a time. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive as much as we have. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking out those hidden worlds of knowledge that surround us.